I'm Kim Mawhinney. I'm Head of Art at the National Museums Northern Ireland, and at the Ulster Museum from the 26th of March we have opened 7 exhibitions dedicated to showing the best of the art collections that belong to the Ulster Museum. Each of the 7 exhibitions has an individual theme, and the first exhibition is our Old Masters, which is called Renaissance to Romanticism and contains some of the stars of the collection, such as our Turner, also some Italian painters and Dutch and Flemish Old Masters. The other 2 main galleries that contain our Irish material, which is Faces and Places, which looks at Irish portraiture and landscape painting, basically from the early 18th century right through to the 19th century, and a New Order, which highlights the 20th century collection of Irish painting. These 2 galleries contain some of the real highlights of the Irish collection, but they also contain the works that are in our new publication, which we brought out to coincide with the launch. It's not a catalogue of the exhibition, but it contains 100 works of art from the Irish collection. We also have on display a gallery dedicated to the works on paper, where there are some Turner watercolours, some Fuseli watercolours, basically again the real stars from the works on paper, so there's prints, watercolours and drawings. Then one of the things that we didn't open with when we opened in October last year was fashion, and there's a whole gallery just dedicated to the costume collection called Grand Designers, and it's really a century of costume, highlighting some of the really famous names of design and showing the fact that we collect every year seasonally a high street outfit from one of our Belfast shops and also an international designer outfit. And some of our recent acquisitions are on display, including Alexander McQueen shoes, Vivienne Westwood dress and handbag, and Stella McCartney shoes. Our costume collection used to be housed in Malone House up at Barnett's Park, and in 1976 an IRA bomb blew up the Malone House, and our costume collection basically went up in flames. So with the compensation money, the then curator Elizabeth McCrum started to build back the collection. We lost some really amazing objects, such as a 17th century coat, which you just cannot replace, but through auction and through donation and through really strategic collecting and buying from the designers, we built up the collection again, so it really goes from the early 18th century right up to today, literally today. And it's really quite unique in the UK for that. There's nowhere else that holds the collection or collects quite in the way that we do. At the top of the museum, the 2 large galleries contain 2 exhibitions dedicated again to the 20th century. The first one, Apart Shock, looks at British art and how it has evolved, and again shows some of really key masterworks in the collection, including our Francis Bacon Head 2, which has travelled all over the world on loan because it's such an important painting, but other names such as Bridget Riley, Matthew Collinshaw, who would be one of the more contemporary makers. And in the last exhibition, After the Bomb, shows international art, and we have some key figures such as Gilbert and George and Willie Doherty and some of our really great abstract American painters too.